say so.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, welcome back to a rare treat. And National Charge Your Car Day is the 5th of October, and today is National Charge Your Car Day. So I'm starting with an extra special intro. I've just come to check on my Carrera GT. I'm going to get her fired up, going to get her up to temperature. Haven't been in her absolutely ages, probably about 2 months now, which is really, really bad. Obviously, I've been away, I've been on quarantine. We've had Storm Alex or Alexa or whatever it's called. And it just hasn't been Carrera GT driving conditions recently, and I haven't really had time or the effort to get it out in the middle of London and sit in traffic hovering on the clutch. So I haven't been in it for a while, but today I'm going to get her started up. Every now and again I come and get her up to temperature and just check everything's okay. But I'm never in fear that the car won't start, because she is constantly left on charge with my C-Tech charger. You wouldn't believe the amount of questions I get about car charging, plugging things in, trickle chargers and all the rest of it. So I'm checking on her, and then I'm going to go and check on my Carrera 4S as well, in readiness for a big video with that coming very soon. As many of you know, I modified my Carrera 4S very recently. I got the suspension done, I got the exhaust done, I've had the infotainment done with the new Porsche Classic unit. So all of that is to come. I'm going to take it out to the Cotswolds and give it a proper blast, whilst also visiting my new house. So that's to come on the channel as well. For now though, let's get it fired up. In the key goes then. Clutch down, one turn of the key, let the car prep itself, and here we go. Look at that, lovely stuff. That is chaos! So I'm going to let her run for a little bit, then I'm going to jump over to my Carrera 4S and show you my new C-Tech charger for the Carrera 4S, because it's a special bit of kit and it's a little bit different to the usual chargers I've got. Can't resist it, sorry. And then I'll turn her off and go and show you the Carrera 4S. So then, here's the Carrera 4S. I've got a confession, I've just turned up. And usually, I've got this special edition. Many of you will have seen this in my stories actually. I've got this special edition C-Tech Golf charger. Very rare charger. Amazing charger. It's actually the MXS 5.0, but with a rather kind of snazzy livery on it. But I forgot to turn it on. So the battery is actually dead, which actually illustrates my point very, very well. Because to the rescue, we have the C-Tech MXS 10. So this is effectively the bigger brother of the MXS 5. However, it charges your battery quicker, and it's also got a support mode. Should you need to take the battery out of the car, it will also support the car and all its functions whilst the battery is out of the car. Very, very cool, and pretty much the charger that you name it, it will do it. It will charge things faster, it's got a bigger capacity, it's just overall just a big old boy. Look at it. These are available on Amazon, by the way, so I'll leave a link below to them. But I would say if you've got a high performance vehicle and you are intending on not really using it over the winter as much as you'd like to, do get it plugged in. Not only will it keep the car charged, it won't overcharge the battery, it won't let it drain down, and it will also maintain the battery and keep the battery healthy. And if you're worried about attachments and whatnot, you can get these with all sorts of different attachments. So I've gone for crocodile clips here, but you can also go for pieces that bolt straight onto there. You can also get 12-volt adapters for the cigarette lighter, or indeed if you've got a Ferrari or the rest of it, you can also get adapters to plug specifically into those. You don't just have to have crocodile clips, and you can also get extension cables as well, depending on where you charge your car from and to. You can also get rubber protectors as well, in case you have to leave it on the bodywork, or there's a risk of it swinging around near the paintwork. You don't want that knocking against your paint, so you can actually get rubber bumpers for these as well. All available on Amazon. The battery is actually one of the most important parts of the car, because at low voltage, everything starts to go wrong. Your non-essentials and a lot of the kind of vital kind of support, a lot of the vital functions in the car will just go to crap without a sufficient power supply. So do not let your car go down. In fact, I let my M3 drain the other day, and it's now got a warning light on the dash, which many of you have seen in Instagram stories. Anyway, I'm going to plug this in then into the battery here. I've removed the flap, and we're going to get some life breathed into her. And then in another video, you'll see me going for a home. But for now, I'm going to get in my Range Rover because it's peeing down with rain outside. We're going to go for a spin, and I'm going to talk through something that has disappeared from my garage. So let's go.
talking now, then we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch them know that I be here in no time. Put a candle on and had to tell them they could blow mine. Lights, camera, action, it's showtime. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out.
Hello, and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, welcome back to a slightly controversial video, an open and honest video about one of the cars that was in my garage recently, but since is no longer with us. We're going to jump in the Range Rover, we're going to have a little chat, I'm going to give you some background, I'm going to share my my last memories with the car, and I'm going to explain what on earth has happened. So I'm in the Vogue. I'm just going to give you a little update on the Vogue though before we get going. We're going to cover a few things off on the Vogue then before we start off. You'll notice that the wheels are still completely standard. That is because I had arranged to have some from the Chelsea Truck Company, Cairn, have some Cairn wheels on there, but we hit a pandemic as soon as that was all agreed and whatnot. And then in the end, they never ended up happening. So they're still on there. They may well happen. I need to speak to the guys there actually. We've all just been manic trying to kind of save our livelihoods since the pandemic. So I will speak to the guys there and maybe get that sorted. But you'll notice that nothing has happened to the Range Rover whatsoever. The car is still completely bog standard. It's on about 5,000 miles now. I use it literally every day. It's been very good. It's been very, very good. It's been glitch free, really, bar the occasional little niggle, but it has been very good. It still does the Jag Land Rover thing where you'll hear the parking sensors go blip blip on the motorway on A roads and B roads just whilst you're driving along for no reason, but they all seem to do that, having been in a few Jags recently. But that's it, that's literally it. My private plate's not on there. It's not really a business car, it's a personal car, so that's it really. I got it from Pendle Lease. If you want to go and check those guys out, I'll leave the link below for them. But yeah, that's all to report on it really. It's a complete state inside. It really is an absolute, complete and utter mess. I mean, you can just see there's just literally just crap everywhere. I mean, I'm not even really sure. I want to show you the back. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. It is a complete pigsty, but I use this every single day. It really is just a beater. It's the car that I carry Chris around in, and it's perfect for the job. And the fact that these wheels are really small, look at the size of the tyres on there. It is so comfortable, so comfortable. And it means if you do hit a curb, it doesn't really matter too much either, because you get a bit of tyre. So as kind of a town car and just kind of driving across the country for filming, it's absolutely perfect. So speaking of filming then, we are gonna jump in. We're gonna get this video underway. Hey, right, let's get going then. Let's get out of this car park. I haven't been in a car park for a while. Actually, what am I on about? I think my last video was in a car park. Anywho, let's get going then and let's discuss what on earth has happened to this particular car in my garage. Many of you noted that it disappeared relatively quickly. I did a collection video and then it never appeared again. Now that is not totally unusual on my channel. That has happened, I think, probably before, and I'm pretty sure it'll probably happen again at some point in the near future. However, this was a car that I ordered years and years prior, very excited about. It's my fourth variety of that car, and it is one that I know a lot of you were really looking forward to, and I was really looking forward to as well. It is, of course, my Mini John Cooper Works GP. Many of you will remember I went to the original concept showing in Frankfurt. I interviewed head of design at Mini and someone else I forgot, and that's really bad. But I went over there and did some work for them, filming all of that. I went through the concept there where it was first shown at the Frankfurt Motor Show 3 years ago now, with all the kind of exacerbated stick-on wings and the kind of the vents and the 3D printed interior and all the rest of it. Really cool car, and that really got me very excited for the Mini GP, and I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Stuck my £1,000 deposit down there and then. I said, whenever it comes out, if it comes out, because it wasn't confirmed at that point, I'll have one, please. And they said, very well then, TG, you may put your name in for one. Anyway, we're fast forwarding now, years and years on. I went to the first kind of media drive thing of it in Palm Springs in America. Incredible van, amazing hospitality. Car was incredible. We didn't actually get to drive the car though. We were in a hot lap round the test track there, the kind of Mini and BMW M-Power facility in Palm Springs out in the desert. Amazing place. Did a few hot laps in the car. Again, very impressed, very excited. And then a few months down the line from there, customer deliveries started. Now I got it from BMW Mini Park Lane, and I collected the car pretty much, I think it was the last day before we went into lockdown. I think Boris announced you know, shut everything, close everything, stop what you're doing. I think it was later that day or later that week, you know, 1 or 2 days afterwards. It really was kind of the pivotal moment before everything went to I've had to beat that out probably. So yeah, I had this Mini, and at that point, that kind of week where things are locked down and all the travel restrictions being brought in, and everything really was going to I was getting emails left, right and centre saying, and I'd quit my job at this point, and I just bought the Carrera GT. I was getting emails left, right and centre saying, this is cancelled, that's cancelled, your trip to X, Y and Z's gone, your deal with X, Y and Z's gone, budget's been pulled from here. My kind of world was falling apart a little bit at the point at which that car arrived. Everything was starting to go. The rug was starting to be pulled from under my feet. And whilst I didn't see myself being completely screwed, I was getting a bit of a squeaky bum. You know, I was losing a chunk of my income potentially. Things were going awry. I wasn't 100% happy with how things were sounding, and I thought, you know what, if this is a sign of things to come over the next year, you know, all my deals, even retainers were being paused. It really was a very scary time. And now I don't 100% rely on YouTube. I don't rely on social media. It is a very important element of my income, and it's something that I want to grow and move into more and more, as it's something I enjoy. It's something that I actually do really think is important to me. And it was a scary time. It was very, very scary. And in the middle of it all, I've got this £40,000 Mini that's arrived. It's physical. I can't cancel. It's in my name. I've got to wait for the thing to sell, or just sit on it, pay the finance, put the finance through. It was all just awful timing, and that's no fault of BMW Mini. They got me literally, I think it was pretty much the first one in the country, and it came to me, and it literally fell straight in the middle of the kind of the fuss, and it really kind of not stressful. Stressful sounds like I'm trying to play the violin and kind of a sob story. You know, it was stressful. Everyone's had a stressful time, but for me particularly, you know, £40,000 compared to the value of the rest of my cars, yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot. But it was just another car, it was another storage fee, it was another insurance fee. It just, I don't know. And at that time as well, I had someone slide into my DMs. He knew that I was getting my Mini pretty soon because I teased something on my Instagram stories. And he said, do you want to come out of that car? Because I'll have it. I'll have it at list price. I'll get you out of that car. Let me buy it. I'll take it off you. And I said, do you know what? Sod it. It was an instant decision, it was a rash decision. I just said, yeah, have it. I then did the collection video, and we then sorted out the car going to him and all the rest of it. I feel a little bit dishonest doing that, you know, taking delivery of the car and then sort of instantly getting rid of it, and you know, but at the end of the day, I could have still held on to it. I could have said, nah, I changed my mind, mate, I love it. But at that point in time, I just didn't want another car. I was thinking, I need to get out of 2 or 3 of these, really. You know, if a chunk of my income is going to dry up for the year and I'm not allowed to even go anywhere, I'm not even allowed to drive anything, what's the point? You know, at that point, I was looking at having this Mini GP and thinking, well, great, I can't drive it for 3 months. What's the point? So yeah. That is where it went. It went to some chap, and I've since realised I actually got an email from Mini saying it's abroad. I think it's in Thailand or Singapore or something like that. Mate who bought it off me exported it. So yeah, quite interesting. He's probably made a turn on it, but whatever. I got out at list. I didn't make any money on it. Obviously, I did sponsored content with the delivery video. I got the AdSense on picking it up. So, you know, as a business proposition, it actually worked quite well. But that wasn't the plan with the car. The plan was to still have it now. But, you know, these things happen. These things happen, and it's a car. It's not life-saving medication. It's not an essential commodity. It is a luxury car, and whilst I feel a bit dishonest in that I've kind of misled you in that I'm going to keep this car and I'm going to have it, I'm going to do videos with it, it's a car. I can't get too stressed out about it. Mini weren't happy with me. You know, they let me have their first car, and I do understand that from their side totally. I totally get it from their side, but also we're in unprecedented times. People aren't doing what they usually do. People are making decisions that they don't want to make every single day, and it came at a really kind of difficult and uncertain time for me. And you know, from my side, I think my decision's completely justified. You know, if I'd flipped it on for loads of money, which I don't think is possible on those, then I get it. But you know, instead of cancelling it and doing a whole video, I cancelled my order and injecting a bit of doom and gloom into the market and further doom and gloom into kind of car buying confidence, especially on a limited model like that, saying I've cancelled it. It just looks bad. So I thought it was better to get out quietly and just go about my business, rather than cancelling it and leaving it sat on a forecourt, which I know for limited models really doesn't do them any good. It's a cracking car, and you know, I'm not averse to getting in another one down the line. So maybe if they speak to me still, I'll try and see what they can do with me now that things are picked up. I'm glad to say, obviously, everything's absolutely flying. I've had the best 6 months, 9 months, 10 months I've ever had. That's not me being cocky. I think positivity is quite thin on the ground at the moment, but being digital, pretty much everything that I do, it hasn't really affected me. If anything, it's affected me positively. Brands have realised that actually people are a captive audience now at home. There's a lot more online time being spent, especially as we go into winter. People are just sat in front of their computers, in front of their phones, and working with the likes of myself and millions of other content creators is the way to go. Bang for buck, it's the way to go with these things compared to like TV advertising or whatever. So things are flying for me, and had I known now how things were going, I would have kept the car. I would still be in it. I'd be driving it around now. So I'm a little bit gutted from that side. So who knows? I might get another one. So yeah, it's all very exciting. Chaos. Just saw a ghost of Christmas past, should we say? Hell. Okay, I think that's that then. I think that maybe covers everything off. Hopefully you don't hate me for that. Hopefully you understand my decision on that. Hopefully you forgive me. We shall see. We shall see if any of you forgive me. I'm like a fish out of water over here. I'm on some very top secret business over here, so I'm going to end the video there. Hopefully that was of interest, and hopefully that clarifies things, because I've had lots of comments asking where on earth it is. And hopefully that's that. Hope everything's okay at your end anyway. I know we're in fairly depressing times. Try not to be too freaked out by the news. Try to pay as little attention as possible. But of course, still do as you're told. It's very important we listen to the government. You might not think they know what they're doing. A lot of the time I don't know if they know what they're doing either. But look, if we all just listen, we'll get through this. All right, see you later.